And we are live. Hey, good morning, LinkedIn, and everybody on the social media pages. Dave Wilson, Results Staffing, and today I have the great guest again. I always love bringing on Joanne Papric with LegalShield, and we're going to be right back. Woo! Good morning, Joanne. How you doing?
I love your commercial. It's so powerful.
Yeah, that was so powerful. Hey, listen, everybody. The reason I wanted to bring Joanne on again, she's been on a couple times, and it's a great topic for a Sunday morning for families. And it also, I do staffing, so this kind of affects everyone. And what I want to do is talk to you about, Joanne, is I'm going to give you a short story of what happened to me real quick. What made me think of you to have you on the show was I had gotten charged a $639 charge on the credit card yesterday, and I was like, what is that? So I didn't know what it was, called the company on there. Long story short, they said they didn't charge it again, which they did. And then also I had a $24.99 charge, and the bank says for the last 7 months. I'm like, I have no clue what it is. So that's what reminded me to call you and talk to you. But I'm going to let you go right into it, Joanne. We're going to talk about identity theft with kids, and I know you got a lot to say.
Well, first I want to piggyback on what you said with the credit cards, and I wanted to let everybody know, and most people probably already know this, credit card companies already have their own identity theft protection program in place. When a red flag is up on a credit card, they automatically stop the process from going through most of the time. It should be all the time. And also, as far as credit cards, they don't allow third parties to come in to your credit cards.
Right.
They take care of, even with your bank accounts. So what happens with identity theft, if you have an identity theft program set in place, they monitor your credit cards if the actual credit card is stolen. So
Okay.
not if there's purchases being made. Purchases is something different because they didn't steal the actual credit card. They're using the numbers. Somehow they got your numbers.
Right.
So, yeah, and red flags, that every time that I get alerted, my process stops. The bank, I get a text message. Did you make this order? Did you make this purchase? And I respond, no. They immediately shut my credit card and I get a new one sent.
So if I would have had LegalShield, I would have gotten noticed of that $600 some.
No, you probably. What I'm saying is you wouldn't, because your credit card company, that $600 purchase that you had was a purchase you've made before, so it wasn't a
Yes.
regular. But now somebody did it again using your credit card. Maybe it was someone within the company. Who knows what it was? So it was a familiar purchase. But if there's a red flag comes up, the credit card company would have automatically nipped that.
Okay.
That 17%, it's only 17% of identity theft is finances. And the credit card companies have that in place. But you do need it if your credit card is actually being stolen.
Okay. The credit card itself.
Right. And they're selling it, and they're giving it to people to use. They're selling it on the market, your credit card. That's when ID Shield comes in, and that's when they monitor you and they alert you and they put a stop to it. They prevent
So right now, as the new one comes in, if it doesn't get to the house and somebody would start to utilize it, then that would have picked it up because they have the physical card.
Right. They stole your physical card. And so, and then again, as far as identity theft goes, I've said this before on your show so many times, and I can't emphasize it enough. I mean, it is such a problem It's the number one crime right now that's going on. Number one. It is so prevalent. I can't emphasize it. It's happening all the time. I'm getting phone calls all the time, like crazy.
Well, what made me, I couldn't believe is about your children. And this is where I say, everybody that's listening now or watches this later on is, can you explain, when I first met you and you started talking about LegalShield in that meeting, I'll never forget it. Everybody was just like froze. They were like, what do you mean?
Yeah, because
I don't know about my family, my son, but I'm going to let you explain that. So, if you're out there listening and you got kids, this is what you want to hear.
nobody thinks it can happen to their kids. They don't work. They're not in school. They're not doing anything. Well, they're the number one victim next to the elderly. And yes, they are going after your children because their Social Security is not being utilized. And I say this all the time. They're going to go after, it's like when robbers, right, physically rob you. What neighborhood are they going into? They're going to the quiet, people sleep with both eyes closed neighborhood.
Right.
Is like it is with identity theft now, the cyber theft. They're going after what you don't use, and you're not going to monitor. Who's monitoring their infants' Social Security? You're not monitoring it. They're selling them like hotcakes. They're the number one sale. They're making purchases on using your child's Social Security. They're getting bankrupt. They're buying homes. They're not paying taxes on your child's Social Security. And guess what? Because that Social Security number is linked to your child, when your child goes to make a purchase when they're a teenager, when they buy their first car, when they open up their first credit card, when they go to college, whatever it is, guess what? They won't be able to. They will be owing money. They will be in debt. There will be so many financial problems. Their whole credit will be ruined. And now try fixing that in how all those years of them using it. You would need a lawyer because you have to prove. This is what's horrible with identity theft. You are guilty until proven innocent, not innocent until proven guilty. That is the difference with identity theft. People getting arrested because they're committing crimes in other states under your name, and you're getting pulled over because it's your name coming up, your driver's license, your license plate. So you are in prison now for something you didn't commit, but they're not believing you. So you have to now hire lawyers to prove that that is not you. Guilty until proven innocent when it comes to identity theft. Why not be proactive? Why not prevent it from happening, just like we're proactive in so many other things in our lives, okay, with like car insurance and health insurance? We need now, in the era that we're in today, the situation that we're in today, we need to protect our identity. Everything is on the computer. And especially right now, how many people are in virtual school? How many people now are doing cyber schooling?
This is what you were telling me was exciting. Well, not exciting, but I didn't realize when you said last time, like my son Cash, how they're playing the Xboxes, and you want to explain everything there if you want.
I don't know the details, but I know that you're open. You are now open to the cyber world. My kids are in cyber school. They're on the computers all day. They're doing their work. How do I know they have all my information. They have my children's information. I don't know if they have cameras to look in. You don't know what kind of security these programs have. You don't know how well they are, and you don't know who can get in them and hack them. The genius of these people and what they're capable of doing. So that's another issue. People are home now with cyber schooling more than ever. So we're very vulnerable. We're at a higher risk now of being attacked by having scams cyberly. And we worry so much about our physical stuff being stolen, right? We lock our doors. We have alarm systems in our house. We shut our windows. We worry about that. But what we never really think about is how easy it is for them to come in and take the stuff that you never thought that they're able to take, your money, your identity, just your name, your Social Security, your birthday, and they go off and they use it, and they make their purchases, they commit their crimes, they don't pay their taxes, and it's all on you. You wake up you're sleeping soundly thinking everything's okay, and you wake up in the morning to find out that you've been robbed.
Same way, because we've had people with staffing when they've come in the office and they show their IDs, and all of a sudden there's a problem even with their background check. And they're like, I have no clue what you're talking about. And that's the honest truth. Wow. And it's not that I don't want to believe somebody, but you can tell somebody's upset or like, what's going on? And like you said, how long does it even take? I wouldn't even know how to go about it.
You know, I don't know, because I'm not a hacker.
Right.
I don't know what they do, but I do know that it's an algorithm. So they don't care who you are. They don't care how much money you make. They just go through this algorithm, right? And if your number's up, it's up. It's not about anything else if your number's up.
But you said if you have the identity theft, that you had told me before how long it takes. You'd have to take off of work. It's hours and
it's on average, and this is statistically proven. It is a 30 to 40-hour work week, depending on the severity of what they have done, what they have stolen, what they've done with your identity, with whatever it is. Now you have to worry. People think just finances. I told you, it's only 17%. You have your Social Security. It's all over. You've been to the doctor. People say, oh, I'm not on this. No, you have a driver's license. You've been to the doctor. You have social media.
Yeah, you were saying so that's what I wanted to say to you. And I wrote it down here because I didn't talk about that before. I didn't know that was on there also.
Oh, social media is huge. And you know what's scary about social media is when they're getting into you, they're getting into all the people that you know.
That's what I mean.
That's how that works. And that's why a lot of times, I don't know if you remember, Facebook was hacked. Millions of people were hacked on Facebook. So what happened was when they got your information, people were friend requesting me, but I was already friends with these people. So right away I would write to them, hey, are you friend requesting me? And they're like, no, that's not me. So can you see that they're coming in as that your friend and they're just so good at it. They're so good at it. And it's scary because I was getting another thing. I was getting emails from a good friend of mine. And I know she would not be emailing me this stuff, asking me these questions. And I asked her, I said, it's coming from your email address. It sounds like you. And she goes, Joanne, that's not me. She was hacked and they got my information from her email. So because that's another thing you have to worry. When you're protecting yourself, you're also protecting your family and friends.
Because like I've noticed on social media with everything going on with unemployment,
right?
I follow the PUA page and people are saying first time they ever applied, they're like, that's not even them. And then I feel so sorry for them because they're saying it's not me. Somebody else is getting their checks.
That's crazy.
And that's what I was thinking is like, wow. And I know you're going to get more into this, but I could not believe and these people were, I couldn't even imagine. The one the other day was $17,000. Somebody was receiving the payments of the person while they were waiting for the money since March. You know how with the PUA. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, 17,000. And she wasn't even getting her check.
And you know what's sad about that? You obviously need the money, right? We need the money considering what's going on. We're losing our jobs. And someone else, we're at a desperate state right now. So when people are going to steal like crazy, what happens when people start losing jobs and there's riotings that go on, people start stealing physically. They're going to do this now cyberly. Now that girl or guy, whoever it was, who that $17,000 wasn't coming to her, was going to somebody else. But somebody else was using her name. So now she has to prove that she didn't get that money. She has to prove it wasn't her. That's not easy. You need lawyers. You need private investigators. You need people to prove that wasn't you. There's a trail and they know what to do and they know how to do it. They're the professionals.
Well, then can you explain to them break it down with identity theft with LegalShield? What does it cover for someone like ourselves, our families, our children, and what would be the process? So we've signed up with you. You get the alerts. What happens if somebody does steal your identity? It takes care. LegalShield takes care of it all.
Yeah, I will definitely get into showing you, but I want to show you my the app really
Oh yeah,
quick.
that I like.
Yeah, I love the app because not only does it um, give me alerts on anything happening. I actually had a huge alert from Facebook on here on my thing, and it just says, "Oops, sorry, hold on a second. I put in the wrong username." You can go in with your finger. You can use your fingerprint. You can just keep logging in, and
And that covers everyone in your family, right?
yeah, I have my whole family covered on here. Why is my hold on? I'm because I logged in too many times. They're saying they're so strict. Oh, I know what I did wrong. My bad. I'm putting in the wrong number.
And this is why I told people, we talked about it before, that phone app is.
So I don't know if you can how much you can see. Well, now
Yeah,
everybody's
we can
yeah.
see it.
You see no new alerts to review. Last week though, I had an alert, and
Right.
it was about Facebook, and they were like because I had changed my password, and I think I did it more than once. I don't know what happened, and they right away alerted me saying this we're seeing people tampering with your Facebook, and then I got another alert saying is that you? Someone's trying to look into your messenger messages. So somebody was trying to go and look into my messages, and this alerted me. So
And you
this
wouldn't even know that prior because it probably happens to everybody every day.
right, I wouldn't know who's trying to look into my stuff, and then I love it because again, it monitors your credit score. Mine's been going up since November. Well,
Right.
we're in November, but since November, this was 2019 and now 2020, it shows me my credit score. It has like a scaling for me. I don't know if you could see it
Yeah.
that well.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. And I again, this alerts you. And the other thing that my friend tells me, this is the best money I've ever spent on a monthly having because she gets updates on pedophiles living in the area.
Right.
So sex offenders, pedophiles.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, you get it alerts you on new people, how many are around you. So I love that as well that it does that.
So what would be the process then? All of a sudden, say one of your kids or even yourself, they just call you, and then who reaches out to them within the company? I know a professional, but
LegalShield has professionals. They're literally trained, licensed investigators, private investigators. They're not regular people who read from a script, who you are just they're just learning how to fix things. They're literally trained for this.
right.
That's what I love about it. And they deal with it. You don't have to. You get to rest. You get to sleep while they take care of the issue and they restore your identity back to pre-status theft. 100% guaranteed, unlimited, that you don't have to worry.
And that's on anybody on their family. So
Yeah, that's my whole family. Yeah. My children so far, and I get alerts every year, every whatever. When I look, my children, nothing, everything is clean. I get happy. I'm glad they're not using their social security. And again, if you pull up the page, you have the privacy is your own business protection. I can actually, everybody can look here. Can everybody see this? Yeah, look. So again, as you see here, unlimited consultation. You do not have you don't have to have you can consult with an identity theft specialist. They're available. You could just leave it right there 1 second. Right there. Yeah, perfect. So you don't if I don't have to have an issue to consult with an identity theft specialist. You can actually just call them if you have questions. You want to know what to do. You want to know how to protect yourself. You're curious about something. You call them 24/7. You can call them. You speak to an identity theft specialist consultant, and you do not get billed. It is included in your membership. So many people have questions. So many people don't know how to protect themselves. So many people have things that appear wherever they are, whatever it could be. They don't know what it is. You get a letter. You have a letter sent. It could be collections. It could be whatever. You don't know what it is. Read it to them. Show it to them. You know that they help you. It's consultation. They are available to advise you on the best practices on any identity theft related issues.
And here, wow.
So just scroll back up 1 second again, to the first page. Also, I wanted you to see the full restoration with licensed private investigators. Only ID Shield gives you direct access to licensed private investigators. So it's right there. I'm not making it up, to help you resolve the issues. And you have unlimited service guaranteed. And identity theft happens, we'll do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to restore your identity.
Okay.
And they have your new enhancement privacy management, where they offer guidance and consultation to help members protect themselves. They have financial, you have a financial advisor, you have finances, you have stocks, you have your money someplace. You want to make sure that's all secure. You want to make sure that gets tampered with. Financial account monitoring, and that's if you have the 3 bureaus monitoring you. So then you have the new reputation management. Again, that's 3 bureaus. Cyberbullying consultation. So continue now, scroll to the bottom. And this is basically your protection plan. You can see here basically what they cover. And again, you have the 1 bureau or with the 3 bureaus. So you have credit bureau monitoring with alerts, full service restoration, unlimited service guaranteed, instant hard credit inquiry alerts, new application alerts, Social Security, PI.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
Enhanced sex offending monitoring and alerts, identity theft fraud protection plan, medical data report consultation, mother's maiden name, NPI monitoring. You have, I can go on, public record monitoring, court recordings, internet dark web monitoring, identity theft alerts, mobile app, auto monitoring, consulting, it goes on, data breaches. So yeah, and it's 24/7 emergency assistance and live member support. So, I mean, and you have an app on your phone, and it's easy access. You can call them right there. You click the button, you call them, you hit there's an emergency button on there too if there's something happening.
Right.
Actual help right away because something is happening, and they will walk you, talk you, tell you what to do, and help you.
Wow, that's a lot. I wanted to talk to you about one more thing. I know we said we were going to talk about the legal part on another show, but before we end it today,
Sure.
I always told you about, I like that part about if you have a teenager driving, and I wanted you to talk about that specifically, as if, like I said, say if my daughter was driving, she's 17, 18, and I'm going to let you talk about that, how it protects the child for the legal part of LegalShield.
Okay, definitely. So the LegalShield, because this is ID Shield, so LegalShield is another service. They go hand in hand, but you can get them a la carte. And my daughter, when she's going to be 17, 18, driving, I would like to know if she's, God forbid, in an accident, God forbid something happens, road rage, who's the first person you want her to call? Who do they say to call? Right? They say call on it. God forbid she's being detained. Identity theft is happening. It's happened to this one woman who got arrested 3 times with her children in the car because they thought she was somebody else. She was detained right in front of her kids. It happens. You want them to call. They're at a party at the wrong place at the wrong time. There's alcohol going on. College, you don't know. Yes, I want my kid to be able to call a lawyer 24/7, emergency access. Pick up the phone, call a lawyer, then you call me. Call the lawyer, let them tell you what to do, and then you call me. You call them first. And I get so emotional when I think about that, because I think about my daughter who's going to be 18 one day, right? And I can't imagine her being lost and not knowing what to do.
Right. That's what was important. When I could say, listen, like you said, you hit it, like college, things happen, they're young, and you're to just pick up that phone app now and boom, push it.
Push that button, and they know. My daughter knows because she even sees me now with it, and it's right there. It's in a red button, 911, 24/7. I'm sorry, 911 lawyer. The lawyer picks up. Your kid, they're nervous. They don't know. They're young. They're 18. They're kids. They pick up that phone. The lawyer tells them what and what not to do to protect themselves.
And
then, you know how powerful it is if there's cops, to say, I have a lawyer on the phone for my protection and your protection. Lawyers know. I mean, policemen know. They worry.
Right.
You have a lawyer on the phone. Okay, this girl, she knows what she's doing. She's not going to make a mistake. It's
That's
serious.
that's what I like. That when you would, like I said, when we met in that room, every time you talked about kids, because
Right.
we all have kids, and everybody was just like asking you a lot of questions
Yeah.
about what could happen. And I know you said about they can check out the pricing plans and all that with you online. They
Yeah.
can give you your email. I put your email up here. And what are ways that they can get a hold of yourself, because you do nationwide,
Mhm.
but they can go right online, get a hold of contact of somebody also, or
So I have a website, and
okay.
you easily either call me or email me or go on my website. My website has all the plans. My telephone number's on my website.
All right, we'll put that on there.
Put it on, and it's so simple. They have the services there. They have the prices literally broken up. If you want to look at what they are, it's literally less than going to Starbucks, okay, a week, what this costs. So
What
it's
it costs. Morning, Bill. We got
yeah.
Mr. Bill Bradford. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you could just and it literally also has, and it's written in a way that we could read it, because we're not lawyers. I cannot read things in lawyer terminology, right? I
Right.
need it to be in Joanne terminology, right? Because I want to be able to understand. I don't know these law terms. So if you go in and you look at the contract, you look at the plan, it'll actually detail plan. You could read from for the Legal Shield and for the ID Shield exactly what it is that you get.
And what I liked what you said before, because I've asked it a couple times, scenario, something just happened right now. If you call right away and sign up, that
Yeah.
they would help.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. They would take.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Pittsburgh. My aunt lives in Pittsburgh. My cousin lives in Pittsburgh. I was just there.
Yeah, you were just there. So, all right. So here's your 1 minute closing speech, your 1 minute elevator speech. But if you could just say why you have such a passion for it, what Legal Shield, legal identity theft, it's your 1 minute here before we close it up. And
Yeah, it's easy to say why I have a passion for it, because it's happened to me and I know how I felt. I felt like I was almost like you're raped financially, like you feel like they've gotten into your personal, it's such a horrible feeling. And if you've ever been robbed from your home or your car, you know what that feels like. I've even had my car physically stolen from me once, so I know what it feels like, and I could only imagine what it would feel like for anyone else. So that's why I have such a passion for it, and because I know that you can prevent that from happening, why not nip it in the butt before it gets worse? And even if it does happen, right? Let's say you catch it. They catch it before it becomes huge. They may be able to steal some money from you, but not all your money, right? Let's say that, but then we can get it back. And I want to leave people with this, because this is right now, and I'm going to just read something off of here that I think that I want to leave people with, to just do not respond to texts, emails, or calls about checks from the government.
right.
Ignore offers for vaccinations and miracle treatment for cures for COVID.
Oh, geez.
Yes. Be wary of ads for test kits. Also, hang up on robocalls. Watch for emails claiming to be from the CDC and the WHO. And do your homework when it comes to donations. Please do not give cash or gift cards or wiring. Don't do it that way. That's the last. I want to leave people with that.
Well, COVID, I wouldn't even have thought of that to say for testing. Like if my parents or your elderly parents or something, like they'd probably be paying for something. Wow, I didn't think about that.
Right. Look, think about the vulnerable elderly people out there that are, so scared right now. They're the ones who are in high effect in this, right? They're the high risk. So aren't they scared already?
Yeah.
They're going to believe somebody who's either mailing something in or coming knocking on the door, whatever. If you have grandparents and elderly parents, just protect them, please. And don't.
Protect them. Wow, I didn't even think about that. And I was going to say how I can imagine how the business is picked up pretty high because of everything going on. But I didn't think of that they're going to call, because they say the same thing with Social Security. They normally don't call you, and you get all those calls. And you had said once you say hello and once you say your name, they got it.
Right. If they say, oh, David Wilson, yes, boom, that yes, they heard that's what they record, and they're into everything because you said yes.
You said yeah. Oh, well, I want to thank you again, John. Like I said, I want to bring you on in about another couple weeks again, and then we'll talk more about the legal aspect of it. But everybody, please reach out to Joanne. She's very passionate about what she's doing, and it will protect your children. The main thing, I'm sorry, I ain't worried about myself as much as I do my kids.
Yeah, me too.
But, because we're adults, but the kids, I never thought of things like that for Cash. Well, his name is Cash, but I bet he's gonna have a hard time growing up. Right. His name's Cash, so he's gonna write the check out. But seriously, I want to thank you for taking your time, and I thought this would be a great Sunday, for a show. And like Bill said, great info. Thank you, and have a great week. Yes. On that note, Joanne, I'll put on the thread. I didn't put your website, but we'll put that on afterwards. Yeah. And then they can get a hold of you. So, all right.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, everybody. We're going to end it. Enjoy your Sunday.